Hey, 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 welcome back to another episode of the In Between Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Cheney, and hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. May all your dreams come true. Okay, but seriously, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a safe Happy New Year. You didn't drink too much. We're getting to that age where we just don't recover like we used to. Stan and I went to a nice restaurant with some friends. It was one of those fancier restaurants, and they were doing this cool 4-course option meal for $125 per person. And I was like, cool. We were like, great, let's do it. We like this place. And the ambiance was great. The service was wonderful. Of course, we tipped 20%, but I swear, I feel like the portion sizes were too small, and I left hungry. So there's nothing like paying that much money for a meal and then leaving just a tad bit hungry, but that's okay. Stan and I came home and then binge watched Yellowstone. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week on the pod, which, side note, just realized as I was recording this one, my mother messaged me, something happened in the audio upload of last week's episode. I literally have no idea because it sounded fine when I played it back. It must have just been some weird glitch when it was uploading to the player platform. But somehow in the first few minutes, all of a sudden the audio starts repeating itself on top of me. It only lasts for a minute. So of course I took that down and replaced it today. But for those who may have already listened, I swear I'm not a fool. I'm not an amateur. I am a professional. You know what I mean? Not a... Yeah, okay, you get it. Let's just keep moving. Okay, but anyways, where was I? Yes, Yellowstone. So, can't remember if I mentioned this on the pod, but Yellowstone is my current obsession. Let's just put it that way. I have not sat down and watched a TV show, don't know how long. Part of it's ADHD. Part of it's just I don't know, 1,000 things to do. I don't have the luxury of just watching TV all the time. Trust me, there are so many shows I want to watch, but I have not seen nearly a third of them. Same with movies. Try to keep up with that too, but I can only do so much. However, Yellowstone, Stan and I finally started it. I get the hype. Also, can I just say, Kevin Costner as John Dutton is okay by me. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, if you've seen it, you know. You know what I'm saying? Not much of a Kevin Costner girly. Not that I've really ever seen a movie that I can think about with Kevin Costner. Yes, that means I have not seen The Bodyguard, so don't at me. But yeah, he looks pretty good as John Dutton. It's probably more of the personality. I don't give a shit because we, whatever. I'm not going to just go on about how John Dutton may or may not make me feel, but but anyways, new year, new me, right? Well, I don't know. New Year's same me. I'm still me. Maybe I'm just a little less spastic, or maybe I'm just more aware of it. Who knows? But I'll tell you right now, the week between Christmas and New Year's really does feel like a weird blob. Time stops. Time slows down. That is a very weird... I wonder if there's some kind of spiritual something about that time, because it does feel a little warped. A little... I don't even know. I feel like I'm just kind of going on and making it weird. But you know what I'm saying? It was single-handedly fast, but also 25 years. I am now a grandmother, yet I have yet to even birth a child. So that's how I feel about it. But I will say this. I'm tired of the holidays. I mean, I do love the holiday cheer. I do love winter, but I'm ready for change. I've decided that screw forward, well, still forward, but my word this year is change. But I am ready for change. I'm going to bring change this year. I am going to do things, make things happen for myself, and I'm just going to keep embodying change. Yes, embody change, accept change, push change. So we're going with change. Change is now the word of the year for Elizabeth Cheney. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would have laughed at you. Change? Ha! Never. The unknown? I wouldn't dare wander. Me now? Let's just embody it for the entire year. But, whatever. It is what it is. We'll check in the middle of the year and we'll see how that's doing for myself. I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, I really do feel like this year is going to be a great year. I mean, part of that is me, I wouldn't say it's gaslighting myself, but just... try to make this grieving period a little bit more, I almost said fun, but that's definitely not what I meant. You know what I mean? This grieving period more manageable, Motivating. There we go. That's a better M word. Motivating. There we go. So I refuse to think this year's not going to be great. I also just really feel it's coming. But yeah, so I don't even know how this all started. I think I was just talking about the holidays being over, this and this. Another reason why I'm glad the holidays are over is because I have got the holiday chub. I am so bloated and swollen and just, I feel fat as hell. And listen, feeling fat as hell is not me trying to say, oh, I'm fat. No, I just feel so. Did I emotionally eat over the holiday season? Maybe just a little. Do I regret that? Absolutely not. However, do my clothes look a little different on me at the moment? Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. So, good times. Good times. It's all good. It's normal, right? That's what I keep telling myself. Like the whole point in winter, like animals eat a lot of food and they go in hibernation. They store body fat. I just want to be comfy and warm and cozy. And most often that means lots of sweets. Just, yeah, lots of sweets. And I'll be honest, salty food too. Like I'm just eating a lot. I can joke and say it's a sweet tooth, but I'd be lying to myself. It's definitely everything. Consuming all the foods. But that's okay because it's the holidays. That was my excuse. I kept saying, it was the holidays. Oh, it's the holidays. My sleep patterns are completely out of whack, y'all. I haven't been going to bed at like 3 a.m. because, well, it's like they got super off track once we lost Loon, and then I just never worked to put them back on track, and now I am paying for it because I can't go to bed at a reasonable hour, and let alone wake up. Been going to bed at 3 a.m. I have to confess, part of that is just I can't stop watching Yellowstone. So one might argue that maybe I should stop watching Yellowstone so late, and maybe I wouldn't stay up so late, but I am not here for that logic. I am here to assume it's something to do with my actions. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, sleep patterns are still off, but I'm definitely not making it any better. So there's that. Meh. Anyways, 2024. It's an election year. Blech. God. I won't even. There you go. That's all my thoughts on that. So hope that answered questions. Anybody? Okay, great. Let's moving on. Okay, so what are we bringing into the new year? Goals, plans. I already told you I've changed my word of the year to change versus forward. It's fine. It's all good. I, of course, will be in the ever pursuit of the elusive routine. I feel like I was a broken record all last year. I was like, I'm working on my habits and routines. Meh. But, everyone's always doing it, so maybe it's not as weird as I think to just say it out loud all the time. But this is the year that I will master the elusive routine. Daily routine, nightly, morning. Maybe I'll get so good that I'll have an afternoon routine. I'm just kidding. I'm not that much of a psycho. I say psycho, but somebody else might just say on top of their shit. But that's okay. One thing that I say the elusive routine, another thing I would love to keep up with more is vitamins, supplements, all of that. But I'm going to be honest with you. It is overwhelming. I swear every day, I feel like, I would say every day at this point, I'm getting served some sort of ad about some sort of supplement, vitamin, mineral, whatever the thing is, like whatever you want to call it, every single day. Colostrum, what the heck is that? Choline, seaweed. I've seen, I don't know, there's all kinds of different shakes. Like, what are all these things? I am one of those people who is so inept. I'll be honest, I am not a healthcare girly. I am not one of those holistic beauty, health, guru, whatever. I'm not. I would love to be, but I'm one of those people who will read as much information as possible. And then I will question whether the source was actually a real source or not. And then I overthink everything. And then I'm just like, I don't know. And then I get bombarded with the fact that there's like 27 things that I should be taking. But in reality, I'm like, am I really supposed to be taking 27 additional things? Because then I'm like, well, how am I not already getting this? What foods should I be eating to get all this? Because do I really need 27? I don't know. It's overwhelming. Like colostrum is the new thing. Apparently it's really great. Well, what happened to collagen? Is that no longer great? I don't know. I don't know these things. I don't know anything. All I do know is lion's mane mushroom is the tits. So there's that. I don't know. Information overload for sure. I was writing out my vision board, which I'm going to get into that here momentarily. And I was thinking about things I want to add. And so like vitamins, supplements, yes. I've been really good on my skincare routine, even though those watching this, you can't really tell. Don't know why my face is freaking the hell out. But that's something that I would like to address this year because I think it's something to do with my gut health or hormones because this is not normal, right? So I was like thinking about, well, I would like to get back and take my lion's mane mushrooms. Okay, get back and taking my collagen. Should I add colostrum? And then that was what sent me on like an internet spiral of choline, seaweed, all this other shit. And just like, whoa. Once I was like 24 products in, I was like, am I making a smoothie or am I making like, I don't know, a powdered juice box? Ugh. It got me thinking like my self-doubt with all articles, products, because it's just, I don't know. When you start to get like harassed by ads, you're like, you start to question, is this legit? Like, I don't know. I am the target audience, so maybe they're just doing a really effective job. Yes, I feel so, I drive myself a little crazy. But anyways, I was thinking about how we have all this information, and in my case, it's too much. It's like, I feel crazy, which I know that it's me. I know it's not the internet. And then I was thinking about like my Nana, and when she was going through menopause, like, I mean, I think that was after the internet came, but there was like obviously no information out there. I mean, there's barely shit now, I feel like. And she was taking, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like chemical estrogen. And she was just like rubbing it all over her neck and chest. And she would like sell it to people. And she was just like, I mean, I remember her office just having mad boxes of these estrogen packets. So much estrogen. Because that's what they thought. Like, oh, we just need to do this to, I don't know if it was to like pause the onset of menopause or to make menopause not as menopause-y. But either way, it eventually gave her lupus. And I'm not laughing to make fun of her. I'm just like, now you know why I question everything. Because most of these things are not like FDA approved. Not that is not, okay, I don't mean to sound like I'm scoffing at the FDA, but you know, like the FDA here, maybe I should just like stop while I'm ahead. All I'm going to say is the food in Europe is different than the food here. All right. So that's my take on the FDA. But with that said, I think about my Nana situation and like all of these supplements and things like that are getting like kind of pushed down my throat. I start to question them because I'm like, what if this is just something that is going to destroy me eventually? Wow. I just literally went like on a 10-minute rant about being oversaturated or being given way too many ads on beauty products or just supplements and things for my body, which in all honesty are probably amazing and I'll probably end up buying and then I'll be eating my words. But hey, you know what? I guess we got to panic before we get there, right? Right. Okay. So on that note, holiday chub, goals, change, routines, habits, taking minerals and supplements galore. That's 2024 for me. But what about you? Ooh, I know. So mystical. I wish I had some music. But let's see. So as you all know, I have a vision board party coming up this weekend. And if you can't attend, that's okay. If you are not local, you can definitely attend it virtually. Here's my plug there. But I thought I would take this week to also kind of talk about vision boards. Like the history of vision boards. Welcome to my TED Talk. I'm just kidding. But I was thinking I would go through kind of like what a vision board is, because a lot of people were not sure what they were. And then also talk about like how, like what I'm focusing on, what I'm pulling from it. And then interestingly enough, because I was like Googling the vision boards and psychology behind vision boards, because it's not like it's magic, right? Like I put some stickers on a poster board and boom, this is all going to come and become my reality. I mean, I wish it was like that, but I was surprised by the actual medical terminology that people will use when they talk about psychology and vision boards. So without further ado, let's talk about vision boards. Okay. So 1, there's no wrong or right way to do a vision board. The idea is when you, 1, take time to be intentional with what you want out of life. A lot of people will do yearly vision boards. I want some yearly goals. There are definitely some things that I want to focus and prioritize on this year. But I'm also thinking like, what else do I want? Like, what's also the big picture? What's the 3-year, 5-year, 10-year? So with that said, like I have like a little hodgepodge of the now and the near future and then the future, right? But of course, we're focusing a lot on the now. We got to build the blocks to get to the future, but it's good to keep that at the focus. So 1, putting the intention behind what you're doing, thinking about what you want, journaling. Like I'm going to have some prompts available for the workshop this weekend. I actually think I may offer them as a free resource for you to download because guess what, y'all? My website should be done this week or next. It'll take me a hot minute to develop all the podcast pages for it, but I'm very excited. So this might be my first free download. now that I'm thinking about it, I'm brainstorming right now on the podcast, but a free download for you to use for yourself. But I made some prompts. Think of them categories. And the prompts, you don't have to answer all of them. It's just to kind of get you thinking of like what kind of goals or things that you want to develop, work on, aim for, achieve, right? So, for example, those may be personal development, physical health, spiritual health, mental health, community, relationships, family, love, partner, divorce, home goals, renovations, saving for a car, financial goals, career goals. Do you want a new job? Do you want to grow in your career, like a promotion? Are you trying to launch a podcast? Are you trying to launch a podcast? Talk to me. I might know somebody. But let's see. Hobbies, habits, routines. I want to get on a better sleep pattern. I want to take all the minerals and vitamins and supplements. But what are also like some joy or fun things you want to do? Like, do you want to travel? Do you want to take up roller skating? Do you want to pick up a new hobby? All like these kind of things. The journal prompts that I created are to get you kind of like thinking like what you may want. I also added a category called Dream Big, which I personally kind of want that to be the bigger picture. And when I say dream big, it doesn't have to be some huge grandiose thing. Like you don't have to be the next Gandhi, the next Elton John, the next Celine Dion, the next Beyonce, who knows? It could be have a healthy family, have all my children pursue their passions, start a family, start a rescue. I don't know. There's so many things. But sitting down, intention setting, all these different categories, all these different focuses and things that matter to you, you then take the time to cut out pictures. Maybe you go online, print some, like especially if you want some specific things. Like I want a Porsche one day. I'll admit it. That's like my dream girl car, having a nice, cute little convertible coupe that I can just drive, stand around in. I'm sure he tried to take the wheel from me a few times, but no, it's going to be my little beep beep girl. You know what I'm saying? But, adding a Porsche to the vision board, that's the idea. So you're cutting things out. You are putting boss babe on there. You're putting president, CEO, I don't know, piano, because you want to take out, you cut out a picture of a piano because you want to start taking piano lessons. But intention setting, thinking about what it is that you want, taking the time, effort, putting it in a way that speaks to you so you have that emotional connection to it. It matters to you. I know my first vision board, maybe I should post my first vision board when I post this episode, but it had a lot of quotes on it because the quotes were towards like following my dreams. My dreams are worth it, believing in myself. And that really helped propel me. Like, continuing to see that helped with the imposter syndrome. And this was like back when I just had the idea of the podcast. So I felt very foreign to the actual concept of doing the podcast. Here, look at me now. Little Liz would have been so happy. But the constant reinforcement of looking at those quotes, it helped. It definitely helped. So you put all the intention behind it. You have the emotional attachment to all the things that you selected and cut out that speak to these goals and dreams, right? And then you post it somewhere. You put it somewhere you can see it all the time. It's not that they're going to magically just manifest and happen. They do in a way. And, maybe I will expand on this one day as I learn more about meditation and all that kind of stuff. But I think what happens is you keep looking at something that you have that emotional connection to, right? That these are my dreams. Like, these are so personal to you and you only. It just reminds you to work towards whatever that goal or that need or that want is. It's like a little reminder, You're focusing on it, and it's that constant reminder of you want this, you want that, you want to do this, you want to do that. So maybe when you're doom scrolling, you're like, you know what, I'm going to take a moment to make some social posts. I'm going to go scroll through some social pages of that entrepreneur, see how they market their product, see how their Etsy store set up. I'm going to go watch those parenting videos I've saved. I'm about to hit the toddler age, want to prepare myself. I'm going to go check out some of those healthy breakfast smoothie recipes so I can make a smoothie in the morning and I'm not starving by 10 a.m. The constant reminder, it kind of tones out the distractions, I'm going to say procrastination, but yes, of course it's procrastination, but it's really distractions. And this is where the tie to the psychology of vision boards comes in. So when I was reading a few articles about it, they all pretty much said the same thing. Of course, it's not some magic, but maybe there is, the universal magic, wink, wink. But there's this area in your brain called the Reticular Activating System, and they refer to it as RAS. And it is the group of neurons that make up RAS are responsible for attention, arousal, modulation of muscle tone, and ability to focus. It basically filters out the information you don't need, the quote unquote noise. So the idea of the vision board is it's like your brain is focusing on just that. And these are all the things that drive you and that you want to achieve, you want to go after. So you take in how your brain's functioning, you take in all of this work and intention you put behind this vision board, and you're going to start to make moves towards those things. And then where I think the magic happens is once you start making moves towards those goals, things just magically happen. You meet that connection. You run into somebody that opens a door you didn't expect. You take a chance on something because, well, why not? And then boom, it happens. That is the true magic. So does the vision board make the magic happen? Absolutely not. The vision board just keeps you focused on what the prize at head. You make the magic by just pursuing it. I mean, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. At least that's how it's worked out for me. Times may vary. But I thought it was kind of cool that there was actually some sort of psychology behind the vision board. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like Psychology Today is writing on vision boards. The CDC says recommendation on vision boards or blah, 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 blah on mental health and dopamine release. I mean, who knows? All I'm saying is it's a fun activity. And really what it all comes down to is it's you connecting with your inner self, you connecting with what you want out of this year, this life, all of the above, and really sitting with that and establishing your intention behind it. Like, I think that's powerful. So would love to have you join Saturday. No pressure. It's okay. But if not, I am going to offer a free resource that will have all these journal prompts based on some of those pillars that I talked about earlier. And then it also has like a blank journal worksheet that goes with it. So you can start to jot down your own things. So remember, there's no right or wrong way to do the vision boards. No magic guarantee, but remember the magic lies within you. So not to sound like a Disney princess, but that is just the truth of it. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I'm sorry. Good news is you will not turn into a pumpkin at midnight. Another thing that I would like to look into more, not that it's a professional thing, but it's like your monthly archetype. Archetype is like a character. It's like a embodiment of something, a theme, artistic expression. And the idea was like this girl used a Pinterest board. She'd go and let's say I want to make January all about being cozy and easy. What's the trending term right now? My easy girl, my cozy girl era. My soft girl era. I think that's actually what it's called. I want to be cozy. I want to prioritize relaxing and self-care like methods and practices. I want to take time to read. I want to eat more soup. I want to watch sweet movies that make my heart like feel really warm and fuzzy and don't make me sad. I want to wear cozy socks and squishy sweatpants. So you build a board kind of with images and things like that. Like think coffees and pastries and just cuddles on the couch, right? And I get it's kind of like a mini vision board per month, but it's about who you want to be. And so sure, you can be a character, you can be the villain if you want. Not necessarily meaning like you be a bad person, but you be more I was almost going to say like, be more like a Slytherin, but it's not really fair to all the Slytherins I know. Nerd alert, but I was just going to say I guess it's not really a vision board, but you design this idea, this theme, and you can also kind of design it around your goals. So I was thinking for me, I could do one where, God, I'm about to sound so lame. Oh, I don't even care. It is what it is. This is who I am. So if you're listening to it, you already love me. But like a little like content creator girly, like a content creator archetype. Not that I'm ever going to be doing some kind of dance videos on TikTok. Yeah, no, not so much, but just randomly filming content, taking pictures of everything that, I don't know, sparks joy in the moment, kind of that delusional, that Delulu girl era, like, oh yeah, I'm hot, whatever. Just not being afraid of being judged, being who I am, living loud and authentically, documenting that, making content around that, not second guessing the content I make, just like walking around filming stuff and not being embarrassed if someone sees me. That's just how it is. So that kind of archetype is related to goals that I have for myself. You know, consistently posting on social media, trying to grow my following. Growing. We'll talk in active verbs. But you know what I'm trying to say. So that's another concept that I kind of want to play around with. There was this other podcast that I listened to, and she this was like what she did all through 2023, and she said it really helped her crush her goals and also boosted her confidence and taught her a lot about herself. And she has like a free resource on like how to create your own monthly archetype guide. So if I remember what that was called, I will have to share that. But all that said, although I don't completely get down with the whole concept of new year, new goals, because sometimes we don't hit our goals. Sometimes we got to pivot. Sometimes things change. Sometimes you lose the love of your life. Sometimes you lose your soulmate dog. And then your whole holidays are shit. I'm doing okay. I promise. I'm doing okay. I promise. But you can always start goals. There's always a time to start over. There's always a time to build something new, start fresh. All that said and done, it's okay that if you don't do a vision board or whatever right now at the beginning of the year, that nothing's going to happen for you. I mean, shoot, I remember the 3/4 of the year check-in. So in November, October, I checked in with how my year was looking. So I really didn't give myself much runway to the end of the year to achieve said things. But the reality is, it's okay if it doesn't hit in December. It's totally, totally fine. So regardless if you do a vision board and put all that effort towards something, I do think it's important to check in with yourself and think about, expand, and interpret, introspect, if you will, about your goals and dreams. Because, I don't know, you think you're in tune, you think oh, yeah, but, have you really sat with it? Have you thought about how could you make it happen? Take action steps towards that. So think about it. Sit with it. Maybe you do want to make a vision board. And plus, it's a lot of fun. I will figure out how to get the resource linked. Hopefully, my website can go live this week so I can get that resource out. But for those attending on Saturday, the vision board workshop, vision board party, I will have that available to you. So think about dreams, think about goals. Remember, they don't make them for you. You make them for yourself. But that's where the magic lies. Ooh. All right. So I don't know if you can hear it, but my nose is running like crazy. I'm going to go. Plus, I think dinner's almost ready and your girl is hungry. Hungry hippo. Here I am talking about the holiday chub, and I'm like, but I'm hungry, so I need to go eat now. Yay. But I appreciate you, love you. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope, like I said, I hope you have a great new year. And if 2023 didn't end the way you'd hoped, well, remember, there's always a new moment. Anything can change in a drop of a hat. Just a reminder, don't forget that right now is the most important thing. I struggle with that. For sure. But that is one thing that with my word of the year being change, that I'm going to focus on as well, is living in the now, being present. What can I do right now that helps me with my future goals rather than thinking about the future, just kind of staying in the future, focusing on the now. So yeah, like I was saying, gosh, that ADD, I'm glad y'all can keep up with it, but your girl loves you. I hope you had a fabulous holiday. I hope you are adjusting, going back to work. I hate it myself, but it is what it is. Gotta make that money, gotta work that work, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a rating, follow the show, anything on your favorite podcast listening platform. And if you're not doing so already, follow me on social media, Instagram at ElizabethCheney _CHENEY, or the podcast Instagram at @InDotBetweenPod. You can follow me on TikTok at the In Between Podcast, that I will eventually one day get started back up since the creative juices are starting to flow again. And you can also follow me on YouTube at the In Between Podcast. So, love you, mean it. Let's make some vision boards. Let's make some goals. Let's make the magic happen. Okay, I'm going to go now. All right, talk to you soon. See you next week for an all new In Between. Until then, I'm Elizabeth. Bye.